when we talk about celebrities and how like the harder they fall and their rise to fame and then their demise, I also think we also gotta also understand that they're human too, just like us, and that it's just a bigger spotlight on them because they're in the public eye. But we know, all of us, I'm pretty sure, Stevie, I don't know you personally, but I know you and I, Tempest, we all know people who are in or have been in similar situations and have had, struggles and deal with things and, rise and then fall. So I just feel like sometimes the world takes the humanity out of celebrities and they fail to recognize them as human beings.
One of the things that I know that we all, I'm going to use the word struggle, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is how our bodies have morphed since having children. And I can say going from having a child in my 20s to having a child in my 30s is completely different. The bounce back did not spring. It's still a slow crawl. But I say all that to say that I'm pretty sure at some point throughout you all's time, both undergrad and grad school, that the psychology and within psychology, like the way the human mind works and how we respond to our bodies and process things, I'm sure throughout you all's academic career, like that's come up. And so oftentimes when we hear people speaking on some of these TV shows or podcasts or these think tanks, they're not always talking from a place of knowledge. It's always just opinion and feeling. But I think it's important to highlight the fact that like you two ladies are very much educated. You all have experience, not only from an academic standpoint, but like real world experience. And you're women that are walking this walk. So I thought we would explore this topic of like body image, body dysmorphia, and like share some learnings with some of the people who are listening and watching. So I sent y'all a list of questions for us to go over and to really like tap into like the psychological struggles of body image after like major life changes for women, from motherhood to aging to weight, that influx of weight that happens, and other things that we go through as women that we may not share openly, but maybe we could talk about it tonight. Y'all ready to do that?
Sure.
I'm ready.
So random, whoever wants to jump in first. So I sent a list of questions, and the first one was, how has your relationship with your body evolved over the years?
Ooh, this is
That's a tough one.
This is a tough one. Me and no girl have fought for years. Okay, we are in a battle. We are in a constant battle. It's me, my mind, and my body all fighting at the same time. Trying not to beat myself up, but also never really. And I'm just speaking for myself, not really having an issue with like weight or like having to like work hard to keep the weight off. And so I am trying to give myself grace, but there's also a thing like, girl, get your fat ass up and get in the gym. Like it's just like like it's a constant battle. It's and then it's like when I do lose the weight, then I can't keep the weight off. So it's like coming back and like it's just like a constant thing. So I'm trying to figure out what is the sweet spot where I can just ride that weight out and I'll be happy, but I'm also not trying to kill myself by not eating any calories and only eating air and trying to get down to my birth weight. Like, where is it? What is the weight? What is the action? What is the thing? What is the motivation that I can ride that wave on out? Because I still have not figured it out after 2 children, and however X amount of years. I have not figured it out. So I'm
Listen,
still on this journey.
I
So
get it. I get it 1000%. I'm sorry. I get it. And let me tell you, the daggone Facebook memories are going to hump you
oh,
real quick. Okay? Like, I'm just like, damn, I thought I was fat back then.
girl,
Dare
Sarah,
I?
girl.
How dare I even think that I was fat back then? Like, now look at me. Look at me now. Like, if I could go back to that, I would. It's so hard. I tell myself every night, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wake up before the rest of the family and I'm gonna go to the gym, do like 30 minutes on the treadmill, and then I'm gonna come back home and then start my day. But baby, no. That morning hits, that alarm goes off, and I'm like, 30 more minutes,
News.
30 more minutes.
Okay, yes.
Next thing you know, it's time to get up and get your day started. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm at home. So I'm running around with my kid all day. So I'm telling myself, okay, well, when her other mama gets home, I'm gonna go to the gym. But I'm so drained and so tired from dealing with her all day. I'm sitting my ass on that couch and I'm like, you know what? Maybe if I just drink some water, that would help. Like if I can just drink water all day long, that might shed some pounds. But no, me and my body are in a constant battle too. Every single day. And now that the weather is breaking, I'm really trying to like put forth an effort just to walk. Like, let's just go for a walk, you know? It's just too much. It's just too much. It's hard.
What major life experiences, pregnancy, illness, getting older, or whatever, do you think has most impacted how you see your body?
For me, high blood pressure runs in my family.
Mm.
And after I had Quinn, my blood pressure was perfect the whole pregnancy. The pregnancy was perfect the whole way, all 9 months. But after I had her, when I had to go back for my what is it post whatever I don't know, after I had the kid, right? I went back to my gyno and she checked my blood pressure and I mean it was through the roof. And I stayed in a doctor's office maybe, and I had Quint. This was like a week after I had her, or a week or two, whatever. And my blood pressure was through the roof. And she was like, "Okay, we're going to give you this pill, see if your blood pressure can go down for a little bit." And I was literally in that doctor's office for about 2-3 hours. She was giving me water. She was giving me a pill. She was having me do this, having me do that. And my blood pressure was through the roof. And she finally came back in. She said, I called the hospital. You have two choices. You can either get sent to the hospital in an ambulance, or your wife can take you home, have you pack a bag for you and the baby and her, and y'all go ahead and head to the hospital because they're expecting you. They already have a bed ready for you. And she was like, you're preeclamptic and I am not sure what's going on, but you need to get, I forgot what it's called, but just to like flush everything out. So since then, I have been on blood pressure meds, right? And even being a teacher, I was on like 5 milligrams of that blood pressure med, and then I had to check in like once a month, and my doctor was like, "Your blood pressure is still like a little elevated. We might have to up your medicine." So I have, even to this day, I am still on blood pressure meds. So I'm really trying everything I can to not be on those meds anymore. However, it runs in my family. So on both sides, on my mama and my daddy's side. So I'm really trying to find ways to just make sure I remain healthy. We were talking about possibly having another one of these days. I don't know if that's going to happen because my body is not how it was before I had, Quinn. So I think for me right now, that's kind of like my big, like, come to Jesus moment. It's like, bitch, you have high blood pressure and you need to do something about it. Like, you can't take a shot or drink the same way like you used to back then. You got to do something to take care of yourself. So I think for me, that whole like, now I have been stigmatized and labeled with, another Black person with high blood pressure. now it's like, okay, now I got to do something about it. And I look at my sister, me, my brother, and my sister, we all have high blood pressure, y'all. Like, it's bad. But my sister has really been working out. Like, she's been doing the best she can, and now she's off of her blood pressure meds. So I'm like, okay, well, if that hoe can do it, then I can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I am right now. I'm just making sure that I don't stroke out because both, unfortunately, I had one aunt already who passed away from a stroke, and then another aunt a year later who had a stroke. She's doing really well now, but it's just the fact that that runs so heavy in my family. I got to do something. So that was my eye opener right there.
Yeah, Sarah, we can't have that. You can't have that at
No,
all.
I'm trying. My dogs, I'm sorry, y'all.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Who I want to circle back to would be Jonathan Majors. We're willing to forgive Jonathan Majors and accept him from
not Chris Brown.
Right? But Jesse has a longer and much harder road to redemption than Jonathan Majors. Why is that?
Jonathan Majors lie?
So well, he said that he never hit. What's her name? Grace? Is that was the ex-girlfriend name? I think it was Grace. I don't remember if I'm. Don't quote me if I'm wrong on that. But then a couple of days ago or earlier in the week, the audio came out where it was mentioned that he did, hit her, choke her, what have you. So he was convicted. He initially said that he didn't and that he was trying to run away from the situation, and then the audio came out this past week, coincidentally, when his movie just came out on Friday, where he admits to being the aggressor in the situation. And so it's just one of those situations where it's like, do we forgive him because of who the victim was?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Could it have been a situation where he was the aggressor in the situation to prevent her from further being the aggressor towards him? We have the video that shows that he was running away. Mm-hmm. But, I think it's one of those situations where you just never know. I don't know about him. The verdict is still out on him, in my opinion.
Here's the key. I think that he can get back to where he was for sure. Jussie Smollett is
Jussie Smollett is a joke. I'm
sorry.
This
is a joke. You know what I mean? Like, that's why he can't come back, because no one takes him serious anymore.
Yeah, he's a joke.
To be completely honest with you, and this is gonna be fucked up, but to be completely honest with you, people don't really care too much about domestic violence, if the truth be told. So,
facts.
I mean, to be completely honest with you, we can get past the domestic violence thing. The you being a joke, we don't really talk about the lie. It's about the jokiness of it, and you just looked so fucking pitiful. He was a key. That's what it is.
We won't get past it, but we recognize people are more, for whatever reason, people are willing to move past domestic violence. It doesn't mean we accept it. We want to rephrase that real quick.
We don't accept it. As I'm talking about me, I don't really fuck with that at the end of the day. I mean,
the society.
People move past domestic violence very, very fast. As a society, people look straight past that. Weird. Straight past that. We might not necessarily like to say that or acknowledge it, but that's very true.
So let me at you. Go ahead. Jesse's a joke. Oh, that sounds so bad saying it out loud. Jesse the joke. Okay, so if now we associate him with a liar and a joke, right? You know how, and this is a horrible comparison, but I'm gonna make it, it's gonna come full circle. Zendaya had to shake that Disney star, I don't know what's the word I want to use.
Image.
Yeah, she had to shake that, right? It wasn't until she had, and we can look this up. It wasn't until she had that very serious role on Euphoria where people in a different light, right?
I was about to say that.
See Jesse in a role like that. Is it possible, similar to how Monique did in Precious, just hear me out, if he were to be given a role that was so groundbreaking and so disturbing, but like so emotionally, it invoked you in a way you never thought you would see him in that light, and it was a stellar performance. Could he rest his laurels on that and make a comeback? If it was a role that you were like, oh my God, that's an award-winning role. I never thought he could act his chops off like that, but he did. Could that be his catalyst to a new light?
I don't even think anybody would give him a role like that because of.
I
I
don't
don't
think so
even.
either, but just playing along with it. I don't think that anyone doubts his talent. That's the thing about it. I don't think anyone doubts his talent. I think that people, they just look at him as a key. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's really what it is. They just look at him as he's a joke. That being said, if he had a role like a Mary Jones in Precious, or like Zendaya, or like a very serious dramatic role or whatever, he was aside somebody like Angela Bassett or Felicia Rashad or somebody like Meryl Streep.
He needs a
Like
strong
they
supporting
would need to be
character.
aside someone who was a serious actress. You can't put him back aside someone like Taraji. You know
No.
what I mean? Playing Cookie Lions. That's another key. You know what I mean? You got to put him next to somebody who is, goated in that area. And honestly, maybe. I mean, maybe like I said, I don't think it's his talent that's under question. I don't think anyone questions his talent. It's more so about him being a joke as a person.
That's
Yeah.
what
He's a
I'm
joke. He's a key. If I was to post something up right now and said like somebody is a Jussie Smollett lie, everyone would know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know what I mean. And it would get like hella LOLs. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't dispute that. What I'm saying is, or what my question is, but if the role was so like groundbreaking and it really moved the barometer for him as an actor, maybe, just maybe, could it change his perception from
I
liar?
don't.
You know what
I
I mean?
mean,
Oh,
you
he's
brought up Monique, and I
doesn't
don't. I
go ahead.
don't think that. I don't think that it would. Cause look at even Monique to this day. She still hasn't recovered from her outburst. I mean, she just posted about
Better
Tyler
to
Perry
Tyler Perry.
eulogy at Angie Stone's funeral, and she made it all about her.
She keeps
Um,
reopening the same wound. So Monique is,
right?
is not her own best friend, but Tyler,
Yeah.
to be completely honest, Tyler, not Tyler, Jesus, Jussie. I, again, it's not about his talent. So I don't think a great role would make him not a joke in his personal life. It's not about his talent. We know that he's talented. We know he comes from a talented family. So like, to me, it's not about the talent. He would need some sort of like road to redemption moment on the personal side of things.
Outside of
Outside
Hollywood.
of work, outside of all of that, it would need to be some sort of, you know, deep shadow work, whatever that he's done on a personal side of things.
That's a whole nother reason why I keep gaining weight, because I'm eating all the snacks from the children. Like anything he doesn't eat, the crust from the pizza, I'm eating that. Like what? Just throw it away,
Yep.
girl. Just
I ate
throw it
the
away.
quesadilla
No more
yesterday. I was like,
applesauce.
you ain't about to waste this quesadilla, and my ass ate
Right.
it.
And I'm full, but I'm eating because I don't want to waste the
Don't want to
food.
waste.
Like,
Ooh, we got to get out of our head on that one.
He's
Yeah.
done now. He would
Right.
need a hell of a
Hell of a
PR
role.
campaign.
Hell
He would
yeah.
need a hell of a PR campaign.
And
People
it
would have to
don't
start like,
it doesn't make it any better that his sister's ex-husband now is like trying to take half of her fortune from when she was a damn child. So it's just like you got that, and then you hear that Smollett name, and then Journey come up, and then the whole situation with the ex-husband. Man, it's a mess.
okay. Let's take a pause for a second here. Stevie, we're going to tap into your background in PR and entertainment, and Nikki, we're going to tap into your background with entertainment and finance. If you guys had to create the perfect comeback campaign for Jesse, how would you structure that? And who's funding it? Where could he pull money from, branding wise, to help him? And then
Oh,
how would you structure his comeback?
the only way you'd be able to do it, because it's such a big scandal, the only way you would be able to do it would be he need to go into some sort of therapy, and it would have to be like obviously like constructed for the public. Some sort of Iyanla Fix My Life or fucking Super Soul Sunday moments. That would have to happen. And then he would have to devote his life to Christ. And through the redeeming power of Christ, he would have to be looked at in a better light by the people. That's the only way that I can see, like, clearly or to like maybe write a book, but that doesn't really get you out of the lie. That just more so explains
Where your
yeah, he
mind
would have to.
is.
Yeah, exactly. He gonna have to go to church. That would be the only way to do it, as far as America is concerned.
Yeah, it's gonna have to
And
be
own up to it and apologize.
one of them like super dick strict like anti MAGA churches, like for real. Like
Yeah,
maybe have some appearances by what's his name, attorney Ben Crump. Have him
yeah.
make
He's gonna have to, yeah,
appearances.
lean on somebody else's
Yeah,
social currency for
yeah,
sure. Definitely have to have him marching or doing something.
yeah.
Maybe he comes out and says that he was on drugs at the time and now he's good because he went
But
to
this is
rehab.
but
Like
this is
maybe
the
something like
thing.
that.
I think that the fact that the charges, like everything was reversed, I think that kind of works in his favor, right? So
I don't think that they found him innocent. I think that they just said
that there
not
was enough,
guilty.
yeah, there was
Yeah, there
not
wasn't
enough
enough evidence
evidence.
to convict.
But I'm saying like
Because
that
at the
could
end of
work
the
in his
day,
favor.
huh?
I said that could work in his favor because then you think about like the ASAP Rocky trial that just happened, right? You know, they tried to sit here and say it was a prop gun. I never in my life ever heard of a prop gun that shoots a bullet in. Anyway, that whole trial was a mess. I watched that whole thing. But I'm just saying, like, I think that the reversal of the conviction to work in Jesse's favor is
It
going
doesn't.
to,
I'm gonna tell you why. It's because before that conviction happened, he was convicted in the court of public opinion.
yeah,
We
that's
was calling people a Jussie Smollett lie the next day after he came out and that damn picture with that loose ass rope was around his neck.
it's not funny. Oh my God.
I think something's going on with your audio.
Yeah, we can't hear
Can't
you.
hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
something was going on with your audio.
I'm sorry.
It sounded like you was making a real good point too.
I know.
No, so what I was saying was that he was already convicted in the court of public opinion long before the actual court ever convicted him. I said that the next day after, he came out, people were already calling folks a Jussie Smollett lie, was talking about it. Oh, can you believe this happened? Like nobody was waiting at the subway down the street from your hotel with a cup of bleach looking for you, getting a $5 footlong at 2 o'clock in the morning during the middle of it was a
This is
blizzard.
the wildest story. And then
It was like
too,
negative 10 degrees outside. You decided to walk outside, and then other black people were there too. That's when I knew it was a lie, when it was the other black people there. Also, the fact that it was Chicago. Chicago is not MAGA country. No one believes that. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, the whole thing was so far fetched. It was like, it was, it was so far fetched. There was just no way that it could be true. I didn't see an angle for it to have been true at all. So,
okay. I don't even see the angle of what he like why he thought like why they even put it in motion. I don't even understand why he thought that this would be good publicity. I don't understand.
put more money for Empire.
But I don't but Empire had already been like almost shut down at this point.
They
So
were trying to revive it. He was
That
trying
was
to.
crazy.
That's what they said that the motivation was that he wanted to be paid more for Empire and he wanted Empire to get more seasons. So it was a publicity stunt. This is
Well,
what we
that
do.
was the wrong move to me for sure.
It is. It's tough. I feel like I have these. I 100% agree with you, Sarah. Like in the evenings, I want to just sit my ass down after a long ass day of doing all these things. I
Mm-hmm.
just want to literally sit on the couch and watch a show when I
Yes.
should be reading a book or working out or cooking a meal or meal prepping. Don't want to do any of that. But I feel like I have these pockets of where I'm doing really well. Like I'm on it. I'm working out 4 days a week. I'm walking the dog. I'm walking with Kenzo. I'm jogging. I'm doing all these things. And then a holiday will come. Or
Some event.
we going to the bar and now I didn't have 4 drinks and now the girls don't want to get up the next day.
Start all
Like
over
it's
again.
and then now I'm starting from ground zero all over again. So it's like I don't even know. I don't even know. Like
It's hard.
it's so hard. It's so
Like,
hard.
and you always think that you got enough time in the day to like get everything that you need to get done, and you find yourself just like, damn, the day is over. Like you said, Asia, social media does not make it better. Okay.
No.
Because you see these moms, and I just like get so engulfed in TikTok, and I see these moms wake up at 6 a.m. and they do their little
making it
workout, and then they take their shower, and then they put their makeup on, and they do their hair, and they throw their lashes on, they do this, and I'm just like,
and making the lunches in those little perfect things
and the bento boxes, and I'm
yes,
just like, what the
right, and cutting
hell?
sandwiches in the hearts
In the
and writing
shapes.
notes and
Do
making ice
something.
cubes with fruit in it and putting it in drinks and girl, like I just don't have time. I don't. Who has time for that? I don't have time.
No, I'm not. And I'm here with the kid all day. I'd be damned if I cut her damn peanut butter and jelly sandwich into a heart. No, you gonna eat the crust too. I'm not doing that.
But the crazy part was I was gonna try it when I seen it. I was like, this is so cute. Let me buy all the things, girl. That happened 1 or 2 days, and after that, I was like exhausted. It's too much. It's too much.
And let me tell you, I try to like make her like, or I'm trying to make snacks from scratch because
oh girl,
you like you want to do the organic thing, and I'm just like, nope. We're gonna go get these Ritz crackers from the store because I'm not making you a Cheez-It. I'm not doing that. I just don't understand how y'all got time to do that and still look glamorous at the same time. No, I can't.
You are not alone. Because I was like, oh, I'm going to start making popsicles and we're going to buy all the juice and we're going to juice all the things and we're going to meal prep all the things. And it's going to be in these nice containers with no plastic. And we're going to, like, it's just like, oh, well, I'm going to only do this. Yeah, like we're only like what is happening? Like I don't have it. I don't know how these people are making these videos, like what time they have. I don't know, but I cannot.
Points back to what what Stevie said in the beginning. Like it's the parents.
You be pimping your kids out.
You pimping your kids out.
Oh wow.
And what can you say when you have a daughter that's bringing in all of the coin in the world?
Pimping your kids out.
How do you tell somebody no, you can't go out, go your ass to bed, and she's the breadwinner. You living in her house.
It's been done
by Keke Palmer's parents for sure, but
by Bow Wow's mother. Bow Wow's a good example as well as a parent who was definitely invested in his career and made sure that he was set up for success.
But you see the commonality.
I see
the commonality between Bow Wow and Keke.
So the top 5 things that I read online from 2 separate sources. I stopped after 2 because they were pretty consistent. That affect women, and I guess is women overall, a more broader view. Unhealthy eating habits, emotional eating was number 1. Stress, so that's hormonal. Hypercriticism, so by saying you're fat, you don't feel inspired to work out, so then it goes back to the emotional eating. Your partner encouraging unhealthy habits. I know about that one. Okay. And then negative talk from other people.
Yes. I agree with all those things, and all those things happen in my life.
Yeah,
right now.
And not only negative talk from not just negative talk from other people, from your family. Cause my aunt would be like, "Ooh, girl, you getting on up there, ain't you? Who are you talking to?" Like she be like, "Girl, look at that stomach," like.
So my doctor told me it takes women 2 years for her body to recover after birth. It doesn't expectation we are supposed to look like we just had our stomach sucked out right after we've given birth. I don't get how these celebrities show up rail thin, stomach.
You know why? You know why? They have a team of people. They have
squad.
I'm telling you, they have a squad. They have the resources to do that. Because no shade, that happened to me. I just had Kenzo, and I mean, he didn't know, but Dominic's brother was like, Asia, you still look pregnant. Like, nigga, I just had him 30 minutes
Yeah,
ago. Are
no.
you insane?
And that's why I'm not leaving the house.
Right. It's like and to top it off, older people do the same thing. My dad a couple months ago was like, Asia, you getting a little big, ain't you? Like,
Mhm.
bruh, relax. Like,
It's
sir,
hard. I'm telling you, it's hard for the women out here.
it
A
is.
man can sit up here and grow a beer belly all day long and nobody say nothing to him, but you get a little pudge and they be like, "Oh, you gained a little weight, huh? The fuck you all up in my business for?
Right.
I just don't get it."
Trey Songz faced multiple allegations of sexual assault and domestic violence. Has he fallen from grace, or did he just take a stumble because nothing actually has gone through the judicial
The
system?
thing about Trey Songz is who people think Chris Brown is.
Say that again.
Trey Songz is who people think Chris Brown is. You know what I mean? People talk about Chris Brown like he's fucking Jack. The thing about Chris Brown that and I'm gonna loop it back into Trey Songz is that Chris Brown is a wolf, right? Trey Songz is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Chris Brown's a wolf. You see him fucking coming. You know he's got a short
I
fuse.
usually don't.
All the time. You know what I mean? Trey Songz is a wolf in sheep's clothing. You don't fucking see it coming. You got all these like rape allegations and whispers and shit like that all around Virginia and Petersburg and Hollywood, etc.
Yes.
They talking about it on the Breakfast Club, this, that, and the third. I think Keke Palmer said something about it.
Yep.
Actually. Yeah. So I'm like, Trey Songz is who people think that Chris Brown really is.
X. I agree with that. I agree with that
But nothing has
1000%.
stuck with Trey Songz, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
So he hasn't really had a fall.
Well,
Not for that. He has had a
nothing has
fall because
stuck as far as criminal charges.
Mhm.
When it comes to civil suits, he has settled a couple of those.
As Black women, do we feel like there's a certain expectation for us to look a certain way? And I'm tapping into like y'all psychology degrees here, especially now with everybody sharing their lives on social media. It's that compare and despair situation happening where not only are you comparing yourself to what you used to look like, but then also your peers as well. Do we hold ourselves to a different expectation?
I don't think we hold ourselves to a different expect. Well, it's kind of weird to say because I think for a lot of Black women, we look at other Black women, or we have this like vision in our heads that we need to look like this. Like a Black woman is always going to be a curvy, beautiful, busty with a big old, everything. Like we gonna have that hourglass figure, and I think that for us, we kind of like, for me, I don't want to compare myself to any other Black woman, but I do look at a Black woman's ass and I'm like, damn, so what I got to do that? Like to get something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
So
I agree.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I kind of don't like want to compare myself to another Black woman, but also I do want to, kind of like enhance the way my body looks. I would never do surgery. I don't think I didn't even want to do my C-section. So let alone surgery, I can't do that shit. But I definitely see other women, and then like I got a friend, she's always in the gym, and I'm like, damn bitch. She's like sending me her results on in a little text message. And I'm like, all right, girl, I'm gonna get in the gym. I'm gonna get in the gym because I want my stomach to look like that too. But I wouldn't say that like we kind of hold ourselves to a different standard. I don't know. That's kind of a hard question to answer, I guess.
I feel like social media doesn't help. I
No.
feel like we are bombarded with so many images, not only with other Black people, but with other women in general.
Mm-hmm.
So it it's hard to not compare yourself to other people because you're seeing these images all the time, whether it's social media or commercials or whatever it is. I feel like sorry y'all. Okay. Um, sorry, my other family members are trying to come in the room. But yes, I feel like we definitely compare ourselves, which we shouldn't.
Isolation.
I think for me, it does kind of get to me a little bit, because there is a certain image that I want to, look like. And especially like looking at your, Facebook past and everything, memories. Um, but like Asia said, it's kind of hard not to compare because you are, dealing with social media. You are looking at all, the fitness moms, fit moms, especially. Um, but I don't know. I guess, I guess it kind of puts us in that mind or in that state of mind of, yeah, you can do better. So it kind of gets to you a little bit, right? For me, when I don't even like taking selfies anymore, because I'm like, every time I smile, my cheeks kind of take over my entire face, so it kind of
I
just, go ahead.
I I understand. I hear you, Sarah. I feel like I take less pictures than I do before. I feel like,
So funny.
I think that this part of my body looks too fat, or it's, not the way I want it to look, or,
Always
my
criticizing
arms.
yourself.
Yes, always criticizing, always nitpicking. I find myself sometimes saying negative things about my body out loud,
Mm-hmm.
like, "Ooh, girl, you look fat in that," or "I'm so fat,"
Mm-hmm.
and I have to catch myself because I don't want Zoe to hear those things, and
Right.
that trickled down to her, like, "Oh, my mom thinks that she, even though I'm not big, like I'm not big,
Right.
like I'm not, but that's my image." And I think that me dancing when I was young and everybody had to be real.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I lost her.
What happened? Asia, where you go?
Can't hear you no more.
We can't
My
hear
bad.
you.
That's my AirPods.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now? What?
That
Can
was
you hear
really
me?
it was her earpods. I'm weak.
We can hear you now, but your phone connected to somebody's AirPods.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes,
But why can't I hear y'all like that?
because it's Zoe's earpods.
Yeah, I think her AirPods are connected.
Bruh.
If you could give one message to your younger self, let's go back to your college body. What would your college body say to your body now?
Girl, hold on to that. Okay. Whatever
Yeah.
you're doing right now,
Don't
keep
stop.
doing it. Don't stop. Don't think you're fat. Just like, girl, because when I tell you I could fit into anything that I wanted to fit in, whatever I wanted to wear,
Mm-hmm.
cherish that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't, you know, and but also don't put so much emphasis on it. Like, it's, I don't know. I feel like we put so much pressure on ourselves to like be the whatever this thing is that we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like at that moment, I was just living my best life. I wasn't thinking about,
You want to
yeah,
think about
maybe I was like, I'm a little bit bigger than I was in high school, but who wants to be their high school weight? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't,
childish.
I mean, I didn't even have a body in high school. I was
Right.
rail thin. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a little shape. I'm like, just live your best life, honey, and
Let go.
keep that going. Build, don't let other people, um, like get into your head about what your body looks like be happy with who you are and what you are,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to take some of that and regurgitate that to myself today because yeah, it's hard out here for
Mm-hmm. I think for me, I would have to tell myself, even though you are in love, keep doing what you're doing because me and Janae have been together since college. And I mean, we were sharing like Happy Meals at McDonald's because we ain't had no money. And then we got good jobs and we started making money. And we like, all right, let's go out to eat. All right, let's do this. And I mean, like what you said, Tempest, about like the top five, and then you mentioned something about like your partner. or something, not, kind of like relying on your partner, and then you ended up gaining the weight as well in that situation. I think that's with me too. So I would have to tell myself, girl, just keep doing what it is that you're doing, even in your relationship, because y'all gonna fall deeply in love, and y'all gonna be sitting on that couch sharing a big old bowl of ice cream, just sitting comfortably, not realizing that you're packing on these pounds. So,
but then that also comes down to, do you think that everybody can be rehabilitated? Do you think that people can learn from their mistakes? Do you think that a rapist would ever not rape again? Like, could he be rehabilitated to the point where he would not have that desire to rape again?
No.
I'm not saying that I agree. I was just asking a question.
No, I mean, there's plenty of studies that say people who are committed sexual crimes are not able to be rehabilitated. That's the reason why we have the registry, where after they've done their time, we can still keep track of their ass, because they very well could fall back into old.
Those same behaviors, yeah.
Exactly. Because they still have, they still have those things going on in their mind. They don't necessarily always have to act.
Act on them.
Yeah, but they still have those things that are going on in their mind. So I know that everybody can't be rehabilitated, but can a lot of the other crimes be rehabilitated? For sure. You know what I mean? You went to prison because you were stealing, or for RICO, or for like shit like that. Can you be a lot of them don't really need to be rehabilitated. They just need better circumstances. You know what I mean? I joined a gang because I didn't have a good family life, and then the gang is where I started committing fucking crimes at. So now I'm in prison because I committed crimes with the gang. But I knew it was wrong.
Now I
just
got
didn't
committed
have a better circumstance to go to. You know what I mean? A lot of them don't necessarily. They're not that fucked up before they get to prison, at least.
But yet
once they get there, who knows? But
the person that was the head of the RICO even violated the RICO Act. But never mind. I'm not even gonna get into that.
I mean, they can say, like, if you, me, and Tempest go out tonight or whatever, and say one of us decides to rob a 7-Eleven, we was just standing there because there's three of us, they can say it was RICO and we acted as a gang.
Exactly, and we had intentions on going out to robbing this person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So
it was the thought before the action. Oh, yep, absolutely.
You need to be rehabilitated? No.
No.
I'm fine. I was just with my good sis and she crashed out. Like, and that be happening to people. And in places, they use the RICO Act very liberally. They apply it very liberally. And one of those places is Atlanta, actually.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I was talking about, when the main person didn't even get convicted of a RICO, but yet everybody else got charged with a RICO and pled guilty to a RICO, but you didn't access this man's financial records. You ain't do none of that. Exactly. None of that. But yet you charged him with a RICO, but you didn't look at his financial records. But how was he furthering the gang?
RICO was for organized crime and the mobs.
Exactly. They legit had organized crime going on. You can find the money trail with them. You telling me you didn't even look at not one account? Not one.
That's what I'm saying. So, it's not applied the way that it was originally meant to be applied, and really it's applied now to just lock up as many, little black kids. But like they just need a better circumstance. They just need job skills and shit like that to be able to find
go to trade schools.
Yeah, those are the things that need. Now, you say go to trade school, but with what loan, with what money? You know what I mean? Like, they need grants, and they need people to invest in them. Those are the rehabilitation that they fucking need. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are like that.
And so I have gone to and not just because of that, but also the climate that we're living in right now. I have deleted all social media, actually. And that has actually helped with my mental so much. I'm not comparing myself to other people. I am not also like all the politics. I just felt myself like going into the comments and getting like pissed. Like now I'm hot. Like I don't even want to Yeah, and then it's like those mom videos. I'm watching that stuff. Oh, I need to be doing this, and I have to be doing this, and I'm not a good mom if I'm not doing this, and all this stuff about just parenting in general. The body, it's just like so much. It's so much oversaturation of information, and just people comparing like it's too much. So
It's
I've deleted it.
for sure.
Yes.
It's just
And
getting worse.
you get into the and 45 minutes, an hour go by, and you still scrolling on TikTok or you
Yes.
still scrolling on Instagram. And it's just like, I had enough. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like, the new year started, and I said, I'm gonna do 1 month. And now it's going, what is it, April, almost April? And I still have not re-downloaded an app yet. And when I tell you, it makes me feel so much better about the things that I'm doing, because I can research something without it being on Instagram or whatever, and still get the same information that I needed, and without all the extra BS that comes along with it. So, and like I said, I'm not perfect, and it doesn't always work for me, but a couple things. Um, Having a group of people to hold you accountable. So I feel like that helps. Like if I have one of my, if I have a mom group that like, okay, we all going to take the kids out for a walk or whatever. Or if I'm, on a meeting, I'm like, I'm about to take a walking meeting. So at least I'm not like sitting down the whole entire meeting. Or, just like having somebody to hold me accountable, or having like a group workout, or we're all going to go to do a thing, whether it's like, we can't always go to the gym and do a 2 hour hard, workout. Like if you go for a quick jog or a walk jog or whatever, like as long as you're doing a thing, I feel like I have accomplished something for the day. So that helps. Also, I mean, it gets a little pricey, but solid core. When I was doing solid core for a good,
You know what that is?
it's like Peloton. It's like I'm sorry, not Peloton. It's like Pilates on with those little machine thingies. I, I was saying this, Sarah. I was saying the same thing. I was like, I will never. But I tried the class, and I felt like that's when I saw the most results. Like the inches, it's not necessarily the weight. It's more the inches.
How you
like
feel, yeah.
Yes, and how you feel, how your clothes are fitting. So I feel like that helped me the most is doing, and even like I have this app called Better Me, where they have like wall Pilates, and it's like 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So it doesn't feel like, oh, I gotta run, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta get on these machines, I gotta lift these weights, I gotta do this thing. And that has helped a lot. Like I said, it's not a perfect science. I'm not gonna say the weight is gonna fall off in 10 days, but that has definitely helped me. The solid core, the Better Me app with the Pilates, I feel like that you'll feel better because your jeans are fitting better, your stomach is getting smaller, even though you might not be dropping 30 pounds, but your arms are looking a little slimmer, that back is looking a little slimmer. Then I was like, okay, girl, I see, like I see the results, honey.
Yeah.
But
if you feel better, that kind of just like that's it's kind of
that's
like
the
uphill
key.
from there. Yeah.
Yes, that's the
Once
key.
you feel better, you're like, okay, now I can do anything. I'm gonna keep going.